Every system has a flaw. Every lock is meaningless in the right hands. And every security measure is actually an illusion. Cameras watch, alarms wait, systems give a sense of safety until someone decides to break all the rules. This isn't just a story about heists. It's silent proof of how systems can be brought down. And remember, what you trust might be someone else's target. February 2003, Belgium, Antwerp. This is the diamond capital of the world. Billions of dollars worth of stones pass through this center every year. But that night, one of the most brilliantly planned heists in history takes place. Leading the plan is an Italian master thief named Leonardo Notarbartolo. He had infiltrated the system 2 years earlier, rented an office under a fake identity, pretended to be in the jewelry business, and learned everything from the inside. You can't get in without breaking the system from within. That's Leonardo's philosophy. And that night, a professional team of 4 springs into action. They go by code names: the Butcher, the Lookout, the Safe Master, and the Hacker. They bypass the building's alarm system. They black out the camera system. They cover motion sensors with liquid. They break magnetic locks using custom-made tools. And finally, they reach the vault. More than 160 high-security boxes. Exactly $100 million worth of diamonds, gold, and cash, stolen silently, without a trace. When the system reactivated the next morning, no alarms had gone off. No cameras had recorded anything, just empty safes and open steel doors. So, how were they caught, you ask? Leonardo had planned everything, but he forgot one thing. On their way back to Italy, they threw away trash that contained schematics and gloves. And that trash was found by the Belgian police. Leonardo was arrested, but the diamonds, never found. It was the biggest robbery in Antwerp's history, and those $100 million worth of stones might still be hidden somewhere in the world. Maybe in a mafia vault, maybe in a place we'll never find. March 18th, 1990, Boston, USA. It's a Sunday. But the time is 1:24 a.m. The entire museum is dark and silent. And at that moment, 2 policemen walk in. They claim to be on patrol, radios in hand, Boston police uniforms on. The security guards suspect nothing. But this is the beginning of the greatest trap in art history. The men dressed as cops force the guards to the ground at gunpoint. This is a robbery. They handcuff them, take them to the basement, and the museum becomes entirely theirs. The thieves know their targets. They go straight for rooms housing paintings by Rembrandt, Vermeer, Degas, and Manet. The alarm system isn't active. The cameras record only on a single VHS tape. And no police show up, because no one called. They stay inside for exactly 81 minutes. 13 works of art are stolen. Estimated total value, over $1 billion in today's money. But the strangest part? Some much more valuable pieces were untouched. The thieves only targeted specific works, as if they were working on commission. In the morning, the guards are found handcuffed in the basement. Police arrive, but it's too late. No traces. No fingerprints. The video footage is insufficient. And since that day, neither the artworks nor the culprits have been found. America's biggest art heist remains unsolved. The FBI questioned dozens, explored mafia connections, offered rewards, but the result, a giant mystery. Where are those paintings now? Whose wall are they hanging on? Or in which vault are they hidden? No one knows. And perhaps the greatest heist in history is still hiding in plain sight. London, 2015. One of the holiest times of the year, Easter holiday. The city is quiet. Offices are closed. Security is at its lowest. But that silence was the calm before a storm. Location, Hatton Garden. Security deposit. Inside this vault, at the heart of England, lie millions of pounds worth of jewelry, cash, and priceless valuables. And this target had already caught the attention of a group of elderly men. But these men weren't retired. They were retired master thieves. Their ages ranged from 60 to 76. All had criminal records. All were professionals. The mastermind, Brian Reeder, 76 years old. They say when a man ages, he steps aside, but some want one final curtain call. Brian Reeder. They enter through the building's back by tunneling. Once inside, they drill through the wall to reach a massive 2-ton vault. They work for exactly 20 hours, bringing their own food and drinks. It's like a retirement club, not a bank. In the end, they open more than 200 safety deposit boxes. Estimated loot, £14 million. Even today, some items remain unrecovered, but the mistake was once again in the details. When police reviewed surveillance footage, they spotted an elderly man walking with a cane getting into a vehicle. Through the license plate, facial recognition, and criminal records, the whole crew was identified. They were all arrested, but most of the stolen goods are still missing. The Hatton Garden heist wasn't just theft. It was a farewell performance that even time couldn't forget. March 2003, Baghdad, Iraq. American forces are preparing to enter the country. Airstrikes, explosions, uncertainty, and chaos are everywhere. But amidst all this noise, a silent plan is being carried out. The target, the Baghdad branch of the Central Bank of Iraq, the heart of the country, the main artery of its cash reserves. And the mastermind is shocking. Saddam Hussein himself. Just a few hours before the war begins, in the dead of night, Saddam sends a note to the bank. The note is short but stunning. By order of the president, $920 million in cash will be withdrawn. Yes, exactly $920 million. And the person arriving at the bank is Saddam's son, Hussein, with a few men, a few trucks, and zero suspicion. The bank managers open the vaults, saying it's an order. A long loading operation begins. Sacks full of cash dollars are loaded, not into armored vehicles, but trucks. No alarms sound, no police are called, because this isn't theft. It's an organized heist by the state, and by morning, $920 million are gone. When American forces enter the city, the bank is nearly empty. It went down in history as one of the biggest documented robberies of all time. What happened next? Saddam's regime fell. Hussein was killed, but most of the money was never found. Hundreds of millions of dollars were seized during a few house raids. The rest remains missing. Iraq's stolen fortune vanished into the shadows. This wasn't done at gunpoint. It was a heist carried out with power, by command, under the shadow of war. London, 1987. One of the most sophisticated and brilliant bank heists in British history is about to unfold. Two men enter a luxury bank in the Knightsbridge area. They appear to be carrying only briefcases, but what's inside those cases will change banking history. Their leader, Valerio Vicce, an Italian criminal mastermind. He robbed more than 50 banks in Rome, but this time his target is much bigger, to empty million-dollar vaults in the heart of London. If you're not going to take risks, why are you even breathing? Valerio Vicce. They enter the bank pretending to be customers, say they want to rent a safe deposit box. The clerk takes them inside, and when the moment comes, they draw their weapons. They tie up the security guard and hang a sign on the door, temporarily closed. The bank is now theirs. For hours, they open 120 deposit boxes one by one. Estimated damage, £60 million. In today's money, that's over $150 million. But Vicce made one crucial mistake. After escaping the UK, he returned to retrieve his Ferrari. Police placed him under surveillance, and after a chase through the streets of London, he was caught. In 1992, while on a day release from prison, he was shot and killed under suspicion of planning another robbery. The Knightsbridge heist was a blend of brilliance, patience, and arrogance. But they forgot one thing. Vaults can be cracked, but traces from the past can never be erased. Year 1972. Location, Laguna Niguel, California. From the outside, the United California Bank looks like an ordinary financial institution, but inside, it holds millions of dollars in cash, stocks, and confidential documents. And the man eyeing this bank is Emil Dincio, an experienced safecracker. But this time, his target isn't just money. He believes he's stealing Richard Nixon's illegal campaign funds. This isn't just a heist. It's going to be a correction, Emil Dincio. Emil puts together a team with his cousin, his brother, an explosives expert, and a getaway driver. They plan for months, and that night, they enter through the roof of the bank, disable the security systems inside, blow open the massive vault, and then they find more than just money. Documents, checks, secret accounts. They empty exactly 30 safe deposit boxes. Estimated loss, $12 million. In today's money, that's roughly $80 million. But despite all that professionalism, they made one simple mistake: not cleaning the kitchen in their Ohio hideout. Yes, the police and FBI found no clues at the scene, but a detective tracked the house in Ohio where Dincio had stayed, and one fingerprint found there revealed everything. Emil and his team were arrested. Most of the money was recovered. But according to rumor, Nixon's documents were never found. The United California Bank heist was perhaps much more than a robbery. Maybe it was a silent rebellion against the government. No cameras saw, no alarms rang. The system was silent because it collapsed from within. The rules were in place, but the real control was not. And remember, what you trust may not be as solid as you think.